Okay, the original, well, the reboot of Tomb Raider. I keep saying the original because, it's not the original, it's a reboot. First of all, let's get it clear, there's going to be spoilers here. Secondly is this, this is kind of me self-bragging. I have played I've owned and completed every single Tomb Raider game that's been on mainstream consoles. From the original Tomb Raider to now, even Angel of Darkness. So, I was a bit skeptical when, they announced the reboot. So, what did I think of it? It's a good game. It is a very good game. But I do obviously have problems with it. Because, the game's not perfect. No game is. There's always going to be something wrong with the game. My main gripe with excuse me. My main gripe with this Tomb Raider is that it is far, far too mean and gruesome. Like, the original Tomb Raiders had dark moments. Like, even the old PlayStation 1's games had dark, brooding moments, and they were mean in a few times. But this is just... There is no positive note about it except for the very, very end. I will say again, spoilers. It is just mean-spirited the entire way through, just bad thing after bad thing after bad thing, or something happens and you know that a bad thing's gonna happen. I think there's only like one good thing that happens, like between, like not including the end, and even then that's shut down like almost instantly. Because it's like, they call a plane, it's like, oh hey, the plane's coming, the plane gets shut down almost instantly. And, it's just, the game is too mean. Like, in terms of its setting. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love me a dark story. I love dark stories in game, but even this one just made me just sit back and say, dude, when are you gonna line up upbeat? Even The Dark Knight had more upbeat moments than this game. I mean, the entire one is just like, something goes wrong, somebody dies, or Laura gets hurt. And it's just like, yeah, sure, I get it. You want to be dark and grittier, but don't go all, like, fucking Dark Knight minus all the happy parts in between. Yeah, you gotta have some upbeat moments. The next one is... I was not particularly a fan of the second or third act of the game. Partly because it felt like I had been dropped into a Michael Bay film. They were explosions everywhere. I'm honestly surprised there were so many explosions. But you know what? There was. It was either explosions or near misses or such. It was just stupid. Like, I'm all for explosions and near misses, but it's like why I don't like the movie Ted. It's because it starts good, like the stuff is good, but then they start jamming it down your throat and it starts to get annoying. I don't like people jamming stuff down my throat. I don't like people jamming explosions down my throat. I don't like people jamming near misses down my throat every single time. Like, there was literally, like, I think every 5 minutes there was either a near miss or an explosion, or there was a full, like, half an hour to an hour of explosions and near misses. And it's just, come on! Do like, all these games nowadays just, like, say, we need a good cinematographer. Oh, hey, Michael Bay! Come on in! It's just, no. Okay, this is not what Tomb Raider is about. The original Tomb Raider did not have constant near misses and explosions, okay? And you know what? That's what made them good. Like the PlayStation 1 ones, yeah, sure, there were a couple of near misses here and there, but they were nice and spaced out. Explosions? Not really, but that's probably down to the fact that the PlayStation couldn't handle explosions, but then again, there was also never a point to put explosions. I mean, it's like, why would you make a solid stone temple explode? Why would you make a mountain explode? I understand it's got natural gas, but why'd you make the entire thing blow the fuck up. No. No, Tomb Raider, while it does delve into the supernatural a little bit, it does stay mostly like 1 foot firmly in reality. And this game also tries to keep itself firmly in reality. So why are you throwing all these movie near misses and explosions? I'm sorry, that's my biggest gripe with the game. Really. The next one is the characters. There is no character development whatsoever. Well, no. Correction. There's a little bit of character development, but not even Laura gets any character development. Although I will say a funny note. She actually still, even though she is meant to be like completely British, she still uses terminology like she calls the lift the elevator. No, if you're going to use a British voice actress for a British character, you use a goddamn British terminology. Seriously. In fact, yeah, none of the characters were likable. The villain was okay-ish. Well, no, actually, he was... There wasn't enough development for me to actually say my opinion. There was only one character that had a good chunk of development, and that was a character called Roth. But a lot of people are saying that a lot of the characters are kind of generic. Roth and Alex were. Alex was a computer geek, Roth was a badass mentor. But the thing is that they're not developed well enough. They seriously aren't. They get a couple of lines here and there, but that's not enough for good character development. You need... I mean, I think in total there was like in the entire game, and this is like a 20-hour game or so, there was like 5 scenes where Laura interacted with various people, and like 3 of those scenes were Roth. Okay? So, yeah. Great worthy character development there. And, the voice acting as well, I have to say this because I'm a voice actor, was subpar. Actually, I actually think the worst voice actor in that was actually Laura. Because she just sounded so deadpan, so monotone. I mean, I understand the stereotype, okay, that we Brits are monotone. But we emote. We know how to portray our emotions. The only thing that this Laura was able to do was gasp, make yells of pain, and, well, no, even then, she never screamed, like when she was falling to her death, like the old Tomb Raiders and such. No, there was no such thing. It was just like, oh, that was it. You know, and it's just... The best people that actually made the best performance were the, Solari or something like that, the other survivors who are trying to kill Laura and her friends. Like, they were the good ones. Like, when they were dying, it actually felt like you actually killed a person. Like, you actually had that feeling. It's like, Jesus Christ, that guy, that must have hurt. They were really good. I can't believe that I was actually more complimenting the Goons, you know, the cannon fodder, to, like, the main villain or the side characters, or even Laura herself. Just like, So yeah, not a fan of the character development, not a fan of the second and third act due to it being all Michael Bay-ish. Also, as well, I will say one thing that I am very thankful of. Thank God that you did not go crazy with the QuickTime events. I think, like, through the entire game, there was only, like, 6 major QuickTime events in the entire game, and I was just like, oh, thank God. Thank you for not spamming the QuickTime events. Like, there were the occasional ones, but they weren't a lot. Oh yeah, one more complaint. Well, 2 more complaints, really. One is actually to do the QuickTime event. On the hardest difficulty, the QuickTime events are just unfair. You have literally half a second to react to the button presses, and you have to really mash your controller in the directions when you have to, like, you know, wiggle it back and forth. You have literally no leeway. I mean, I understand this is hard mode, but we're not superhumans here. The second one is to do with QuickTime events and the combat. You can get a move where if you dodge an ability, or dodge an attack from a melee enemy, you can either stun them or outright kill them. And that'd be all good, because the first one, you can only outright kill the very lightly armored enemies, the ones not wearing helmets, which near the end of the game, they all start wearing helmets, so you gotta do it at least twice. But there was also another upgrade, which can pretty much allow you to insta-kill anyone, so long as you dodge that attack. Now, keep in mind, next to all of the enemies have melee attacks. So if you can get near them and just dodge the attack, you've killed them. There was a scene where you're up against a huge army of melee characters. I got so bored in that fight. It was meant to be like this really epic fight. I got so bored because all it was just dodge, kill button, dodge, kill button. I mean, I hate dominant strategy. I outright despise games that have dominant strategy, which is where they give you an easy way to win. Like in Payday, it's the overdrilled room, or in Tomb Raider, it's the dodge kill quick time event thing. I hate those. I honestly God hate them. And that's one thing. So basically, I'm gonna have to sum this up because I'm gonna ramble on for like an hour if I keep going on, I guess. Basically, didn't like the second or third act that much because it was too much more like a Michael Bay film, which is not what Tomb Raider's about. I understand this is a reboot, but you kept a lot of the stuff from the old Tomb Raider in there. You might as well keep the not Michael Bay in it as well. The characters are very poorly developed. The voice acting is subpar to bad, with Laura being the worst and the goons that you fight being the best. And the combat has dominant strategy. So, would I recommend you get this game? Absolutely. Yeah, I would. I would recommend you get it for both the single player and the multiplayer, which I haven't actually mentioned. The multiplayer is hilarious. I played like it for an hour or two with a friend of mine, Blue, and a set gamer. We loved every minute of it. Because the levels are well designed. It's creative. It's got environmental hazards. Oh my god, games need more environmental hazards. That's all I gotta say. After playing Tomb Raider multiplayer, it needs more of those environmental hazards. Because they are so good. And I don't mean like explosive barrels, no, I mean like, there's one level in a sub pen. 2 minutes in, the sub opens. You can press a button, and the entire cave will start blowing up. Random rocks will fall, and you can get kills from it. Or killed from it. There's also a walkway which you can electrocute. More games need stuff like this. So, once again, would I recommend people get it? Absolutely. I know I just went on a tangent on my gripes, but those are just things that I really, really don't like. But everything else about the game, I really loved. I really, really enjoyed this game. And I would recommend people get it. So, I will catch you guys next time.